I don't understand why people are so happy in Finland. Maybe it's the socialized medicine. Maybe it's the relief of making it through another winter without getting hammer thrown by an ice giant. Maybe it's the fact that the entire population is conventionally attractive enough to serve as the lead on a direct-to-Netflix teen drama. I'm sure you loyal listeners remember photogenic Yoko Ahola, who transitioned seamlessly from strongman to motion picture stardom. That same path would have been viable for the star of this installment of Strength Stories, perpetual podium fixture Heini Koivuniemi. Born in 1973, Heini spent her youth in a quaint village that was apparently confined to a snow globe protected by 6 levels of Finnish security clearance. There was tragically little I could dig up about her early years, aside from summers spent building log cabins with her father. We do know that she squirreled away her nut for the long winters as a primary school teacher. Maybe she was also investing in ice picks to crack out of that snow globe and escape to the larger world. Yoko Ahola must have been waiting for her with farmer's handles. What drew Heini to the sport is unclear, but it's known that he helped shape her early training. Heini emerged onto the scene at Europe's Strongest in 1988, where she took second behind Austrian Edith Pongratz. The following year, she represented Finland in figure competition, completing a bikini-clad aerobics routine and obstacle course to claim the title of European Miss Galaxy. It's an unfortunate truth that this title and her placement at Europe's Strongest were probably equal contributors to her invite to World's Strongest Woman. 2-time winner Jill Mills has described those early competitions as pageants, a fact easily ratified by watching the scantily clad intro sequences. Event sponsors TWI and BBC were less concerned with hosting a world championship than bolstering viewership numbers, doing their damnedest at every turn to edit the event down into truly skeevy TV. It's a fun comparison exercise to hold the women's broadcasts up against the coverage of their male counterparts, which involved a lot more arm breaking and grunting and Mariusz Pudzianowski stalking his competitors along the sidelines with a stopwatch in hand. All that to say that Heini's first appearance in the 2001 broadcast involved a slow pan up her sweaty thigh to the crotch of her bikini. She quickly made herself known in more relevant ways. Her close second to Jill Mills in the opening tire flip prompted presenter Paul Dickinson to quip that many men don't think women can even change one of these. Heini won the farmer's walk to put her in equal second with Robin Coleman halfway through the competition. This apparently necessitated that a camera crew circle Heini and Coleman standing back to back, once again, in their bikinis. Could you imagine old Dickinson asking Magnus Samuelsson and Phil Pfister to don thongs for a camera crew to orbit them? Come to think of it, Pudzianowski might have been game. The next event was the log lift. Mills set the mark at 14 repetitions. Heini stopped after securing second with 10 reps, prompting jeers from the local audience who weren't privy to her strategy. Her performance was enough to guarantee that Coleman dropped to third, making it a 2-woman race for the overall. Heini beat Mills by 2.5 seconds in the rope pull, narrowing the Texans' lead. In a painstakingly staged interview prior to the appropriately named Wheel of Pain, Jill Mills remarked that the event was her enemy. Heini, standing shoulder to shoulder with her, joked that this made the wheel her friend. Bad move. Mills channeled that slight to dominate the event. The title would be decided with a loading medley. Heini beat out Mills by less than half a second, but it wasn't enough to claim the overall victory. Heini would go home with the silver. The 2 women shared a giddy embrace before ascending the upper steps of the podium. Heini went on to win Europe's Strongest in 2002. That year's Worlds was contested in Kuala Lumpur. In the shadow of the Petronas Towers, athletes sported Altoids jerseys decked out by the title sponsor. The opening events were identical to the 2001 championship and saw a similar outcome. Mills and Heini earned the top spots, then faced off head-to-head in the carpool. Heini beat out Mills and wobbled away from the harness doing a passable stanky leg. Scotswoman Jackie Young won the event, making it a close race in the overall. Mills rebounded from a mid-pack finish in the carpool to decisively win the shield carry. Heini took second, and Young fell to fourth overall behind the Swede Anna Rosen. Jackie's valiant effort in the car deadlift brought her back into podium territory. Heini fell to sixth in the final loading event, slipping into third behind Young. For the second consecutive year, it was Mills hosting the styrofoam prop of a trophy, an injustice worthy of a separate episode of Strength Stories. This one was especially notable because it had Altoids emblazoned across the globe in caps lock. It's crucial to note that Mills competed with a puka shell necklace, while Young sported a silver pendant. It's hard not to wonder what Heini could have gained should she have donned a reindeer hide choker. Worlds returned to Zambia in 2003, where Annetta Florchek would begin her reign. Heini took another bronze behind the Swede Anna Rosen. She would go on to place 5th and 8th in 2005 and 2006 before retiring from international competition. Her Guinness World Record in the keg throw stands to this day, 27 pounds thrown over a bar that stood nearly 12 feet. Thanks for watching. Let me know what kind of necklace would have won Heini a world title in the comments. Until next time, remember that the void is as fundamental as the firmament in the sharp eyes of Musashi.